Hi, this is Happy Bird from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I started working on this cute little vintage kitten tag, and all I did was cut out some fabric with some little vintage kittens, and I got this for free from my daughter-in-law. She picked up a bunch of fabric scraps from a lady on Marketplace. This was probably a year ago now. And she had little bits and pieces of some interesting fabrics, so I decided to use this. And all I did was cut around it with some detail scissors. And then I glued it on with Fabri-Tac. I made the actual tag itself, just like I did the shabby chic tag, with this pattern. And if you didn't get this pattern in my last video, I'll go ahead and post the link to this in the description box below, okay? And I'll tell you how I did the rest of this towards the end, but I started to make something and I glued it on and I thought, wait a minute, I should be making a video of this, so I took it off. So I'm going to do this with you. And when I was trying to find some 4mm trim, I found these pretty pearls. But I thought, gosh, I wish I had some crystals. And then I got to thinking, why not make your own trim? Now you can use Fireline if you have that, but this works just as well. And this is upholstery thread that I bought at Walmart. You can find it in the regular thread section, and it would be hard to pick out unless this wasn't written real tiny at the top, because it looks the same as a regular thread, and it says upholstery, and they have this in white and black, okay, and it's ultra strong. All right, so I love this stuff. Then I had some beading needles, and you can find this hanging up at Michael's. I believe the ones that I picked up were a size 7, but they're very flexible. And what I love about this is I don't have to sit there and try to find the eye of the needle in order to thread it, because all you do is open it up like that, okay? And you just slip your thread through, pull it to the end, and that's it. It's on there, see? Now, the reason why you can't use regular needles is because a lot of times the beads, when you go to thread them on like this, they'll go all the way down and then it'll stop at the eye because it's too little to go past the eye. But with this, it just slides right on through, okay? Now let me cut this off here. And I'm going to tie a few knots at the end here, just overhand knots, just like this. And what's nice about this is you can customize your little embellishment bead strands to the colors of your liking with your project. See what little knot? We're leaving some thread here. You can customize it according to colors and everything else. I like using either 3mm or 4mm pearls to decorate my things. So I started by stringing on a pearl, and I'm going to be shaking some of these 4mm bicones, and I'm going to do pearl, bicone, pearl, bicone. Now these little pearls right here, I have to tell you where I got these because they're actually very pretty as they go rolling. Okay, I bought these at Michael's, and Of course, there are the red labels, so these are super cheap. And I used one whole strand already, so there were 6 of these pearls on here. So you might want to check Michael's. Okay, and I'm just going to keep on stringing these. Sorry. And you can either watch me while I do this, it won't take too long, or you can just fast forward. Okay. So I'm just doing, oops, this is a different one. Wonder how that got in there. Okay. There we go. We're just going to keep going. Like I said, 3 or 4 millimeters are the best, but these are 4 millimeter. All right, and see, as you go along, you can take this and measure about how long you would need it to be. Okay, so I'm just going to continue doing that. And I'm really having a lot of fun with these tags, these little gift card tags. I plan on making some Christmas ones too. I love making and giving Christmas themed gift cards, tags, presents, things like that, but most of the time I really don't have the time to do it. Once the end of October rolls around, that's it. I just don't have the extra time. I'm lucky to get my tutorials up. So it's nice when you can do this right now. And you can relax and sit down and watch your favorite movie or listen to your favorite music. You know, there we go. All right, and I'm going to check to see how far we've come. See, isn't that pretty? Oh, it looks like, I think that's about it. So I'm going to push these up to make sure. I like that, I think, right about there. Okay, so now we're at the last one. I'm going to show you something. Show you a little trick. You're going to take the last bead that you strung, and then you're going to take your needle, and you're going to go up the bottom of the bead. See that? And pull. Now watch. Watch this. You're going to take this last bead, and look, you can slide it on down, and it's hooked. Make it nice and close to one another. See? So now I'm going to be using this fabric tack, and it bonds fabrics, lace, glass, leather, woods, and trims, and it dries clear, and it really does dry clear. It does hold well, but my only suggestion would be is to let it sit for a full 24 hours. Now, I had already put some of this glue on here when I put the other strand on, and then I yanked it off and said, oh, I should do a tutorial of this, so. Okay. But I knew that would be covered anyway again with this, so it didn't matter, you know, if I pulled it off or not. And I love it, like I said, that the fact that it dries clear. So once you have this on, you're just gonna snip this off. You could wait till it's dried before you do this, but which is probably the smarter idea. But that's okay. There we go. So once that dries, it's going to look really pretty, and you have your own custom trim here. And you won't be able to see the glue. Now, I had the idea of adding a second trim after I put this on, and maybe it wasn't the best idea, because then I could have at least manipulated this little lace piece here to where it would not go under this section here. But it still turned out really cute, I think. I'm waiting on some pink seam binding that's supposed to be coming in the mail within the next day or two. And I'll put the pink seam binding through the little hole and tie a pretty little bow. I think it'll be cute. And I'm going to put a little gift card in there for the recipient of this. I kept the back white because if I wanted to write a sentiment on the back of this for the person, I could. And I'm going to show you, I did put this together pretty much like the first tag that I showed you in the last video, the shabby chic tag. The only difference was I glued 3 of the 110-pound cardstock tags together. And I may not have had to do that. I think 2 would have worked just as well, but I wanted to make this really nice and stiff, like a heavy piece of chipboard, because I didn't have any ultra fine pink glittered cardstock. All I had was the vinyl, and it's flexible, so it wasn't going to be stiff like glittered cardstock would be. So that's why I decided to glue 2 pieces of the 110-pound cardstock, then the vinyl, the pink vinyl, and then the lace. But I think I would have been able to get away with just doing 2 of the cardstocks and the pink vinyl lace. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course I put everything together with Fabri-Tac. You can find this online on Amazon. I think they have this size here for $5.19. However, you have to have $25 worth of items and have Prime. You would probably be better off buying this either at Walmart, or cheaper yet, you can use your 40 or 50% off Michael's coupon and get this for half price, okay? And they have curbside pickup right now, so that's just a thought anyway. So I told you in the last video some keywords that I use in order to type it into the search bar to have all of these pretty laces and things pop up. One thing I love about using these type of laces is that you really don't have to do a whole lot of thinking, because they're really pretty and they're already decorated for you. It's just a matter of snipping them out and gluing them on here with the Fabri-Tac. And I also glued the little rhinestones here on with the Fabri-Tac. So what I did is, as I bought this lace piece, it already had the pearls, but the flowers were different colors. They were like tan and like a peach color. And the peach rose really didn't go with the color scheme here. So I found some other lace that I purchased a while back now. And I took the flower off a spare piece that I cut here, and I just glued it on here with the Fabri-Tac. I just peeled it right off. And so then I checked out some other lace that I had right here. And I just took one of these little snowflakes right here. I call them snowflakes because that's what they remind me of. And I very easily just peeled off the rhinestones, and I put them here with my Dollar Tree tweezers. I just picked them up very easily, put a little bit of Fabri-Tac down, and then just set them there and tapped them down. And they have a set of 3 of these tweezer tools at the Dollar Tree, but they also carry them at the 99-cent store. I've seen them there. And they come in a pack like that. And they're in the tool section. So I've actually bought a couple of those packs. Okay, so for the little bow up here, I had some butterfly lace here. And it had the pearl attached to it. So I just took my nipper tools and just cut it right off, and it came off real easily. And I was able to take the little bow off, and I glued it here with Fabri-Tac, and then just added the rhinestone in the middle. Okay, so that's how I did that. And I really hope that you stay tuned, because I have another video coming up, and it's really cute. I think you'll enjoy it. It has to do with buttons and beads and little embellishments, and they actually turned out to be really cute enough to wear as earrings. So stay tuned, and I'll be posting that video next. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and God bless each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a very peaceful week. Take care. God bless.